Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking the Škoda Enyaq Coupé RS, or if you're watching this from the UK, the VRS, from the west coast of Ireland to the east coast of Ireland, from Belmullet and County Mayo all the way out to Lusk in North County Dublin. About 318 kilometres. I have a bit of a diversion today, so it'll be slightly longer. WLTP on this is around 530, if I'm not mistaken, with these 21-inch wheels. 235 40 21s in the front, 245 40 21s in the rear, staggered, all-wheel drive, big battery. It's 9 degrees outside. It's going to be getting warmer. We are just about to get to 100%. Let me turn that around. And the actual range on the car is saying 397 with my previous driving style, from probably a bit light on that because I was showing some people the RS version of this as to the nice pickup that's in it yesterday. So it should easily do it. Now, let me jump back to a couple of nights ago where I got into Dublin Airport late and headed to Mayo, and it was starting at around 4 degrees. And as I mentioned in the video, it goes down to minus 0.5 around the Midlands of Ireland, and what we got on that. So have a look at that to see on the way down how it did, what range it had, and the kilowatt hour usage / miles per kilowatt hour. So just arrived down to Belmullet after 310, if it'll zoom in. Kilometers, average consumption 21.5, nearly 4 hours of driving, an average speed of 84 kilometers per hour. 10% left. It's in the red with 36 kilometers range. So that's giving you a real world range of nearly 350 before the buffer. Temperatures, it's at 6 degrees now. When I left Dublin, it was at 4, and then I went down to minus 0.5 in the Midlands around Roscommon. So it's had a tough night of it, and it's been on automatic cruise control. So whatever the speed limit was, it's set to that. So it wasn't spared, but it did coast to coast in very cold conditions overnight. And so let's see what it's like going back up on Sunday during the day to see if it'll be a bit warmer, hopefully, and see what it is. But yeah, it's done the coast to coast. Air conditioning has been on at 21 degrees, heated seat, heated steering wheel, and all the rest of it. Okay, let's take it back up to Dublin. So now that we know what it did coming down, it's calm. As I mentioned, it is going to be getting warmer today, so I would be confident that it is going to do better going back up during the day. And I haven't preconditioned the interior or the battery. It's just the battery will be full when I'm leaving. So in theory, there should be no problem with it. Great cruise control in the Škoda Enyaq Coupé RS, and I'm sure it's the same as the regular Enyaq, where it keeps to the speed limit, but it goes up and goes down. So on the way down on Friday night, it was very little traffic on the road, so I was really able to see how well it operates and how it manages those speed changes, but also keeping up to the speed limit, which was, if it was 120, I was doing 120, and so on and so forth. Wouldn't be my typical. I'd be a bit more of a conservative EV driver because I just want to eke out as much range, and that's the way I normally drive. I don't want to be at the speed limit all the time, and I know some of you watching would prefer to do that, and that's fine, but as I always say, it's not a target. But I'm confident enough in that I'm not going too slow for traffic. Anybody that wants to overtake me can overtake me if they feel that I'm going too slow for them. So temperature is always where I wanted to be on the air conditioning. I only have done eco mode in the last couple of years in that Renault 4 a couple of weeks ago, if you wanted to see the range on that. Because I knew it wasn't going to make it from the start, so I was trying to see how far I could make it. But this is us leaving. I'll do a little update during the journey, and it looks like we're going to cross 400 kilometers real world range on 100% battery. But as I mentioned, I haven't heated the battery or haven't preconditioned the cabin, so that would give it an even better chance. But listen, I'm trying to be more realistic, setting off cold, etc., etc. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Welcome back. We are just 250 kilometers in. I'm actually going to stop and charge soon because I need to drop this back tomorrow morning early to the press pool, and I want to have it full but plenty of range left. So let me zoom in on this and you can see exactly where we're at. So you can see we have done nearly 4 hours of driving, 66 kilometers per hour, 251 range, and I'm left with 175. So that gives me 426. My usage is 18.1 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. And that means if I divide that into the 79 kilowatt hour usable battery, it's giving me a real world range of 436, whereas what it's still telling me I've left is 426. So we're thereabouts. You can see the difference. It's 12 degrees. It's getting warmer as I'm going further east. You can see the difference between this and driving it in super cold conditions. And for Ireland anyway, at 0 degrees. But yeah, no problem doing the coast to coast. Good efficiency, 18.1 for a large all-wheel drive, big battery. Škoda have done a great job, so no problem doing coast to coast. And as mentioned, a really good efficiency as well. Driving it is very good with the dynamic chassis control. It's definitely an option I would consider for a vehicle of this size and power. No problem with the power. The cruise control is excellent, as I talked about at the start, following the speed signs. It's a set it and forget it. You don't have to worry about it. Head-up display, augmented reality, working with the Android Auto. Very, very good. It's the only issue I'd have with the RS is it's lovely if you want that bit of power, but I think there may be better, powerful electric SUVs out there. Like I'm just after Friday driving the Ioniq 6N. And then you have Tesla Model Y Performance. And so this, even in sport mode, isn't neck breaking. It's very capable and it's very planted and all the rest of it. It's 0 to 100 in 4.2 seconds. It's just, you know, at 66,000 euros, it's a lot of wedge for what are you really getting. I don't know what the difference between this and the Enyaq RS. I know one of the viewers on the channel, Alan, is after getting a beautiful red one. I think King's Red. No, in Škoda land it's not King's Red. What is it? That's the Volkswagen now with the colour Flame Red. No. I don't know what the walk is between an Enyaq RS and a Enyaq RS. First of all, I don't think you need a performance SUV. If you're buying this size of a car, usually you've got a family and a standard Škoda Enyaq 85, perfect Sportline trim. I don't think you need any more than that. But that's my personal opinion. I wouldn't be one for the speed, but I did just do, as mentioned, the Ioniq 6N, which will be coming to either already up in the channel or it'll be coming to the channel soon. So that is the coast-to-coast range test for the Škoda Enyaq RS. Hopefully you've enjoyed. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. Hit the like button, leave a comment, share the video, hype the video if you're watching it on mobile. And remember, if you think an EV is for you, leave it to me and I'll review. Thank you very much for watching.